Welcome into the night, guys. It is Maxwell from the Cardinal Companion. We are graced with Mason Mims tonight, which is the Louisville's four-star quarterback that will be officially signing with us tomorrow. How are you doing tonight, Mason?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. No complaints at all. Excited to. I love football season, but this is like the most hectic time of football season. It's starting to kick up, so staying busy with everything.
Yes, sir.
But not going to take up too much of your time tonight. Just ask you a couple questions, kind of let the fans get to know you a little bit better before you get on campus. Before you're too busy. But you playing at Oxford, you guys had a phenomenal season this year. You in particular had statistically, you had. I mean, on the field you had a great season, but your statistics were phenomenal. Threw for over 3,500 yards at over a 70% completion rate. What is of all that, passing stuff? What's some of the key moments from the season that you can take away that going to look back and those are going to be the things that stick out the most to you from the season?
Probably statistically, probably my completion percentage. I mean, I feel like what I'm best at is just my accuracy and all that. So I couldn't do without the coaching staff and all that. They put in a great game plan every week, and us and the guys just go out there and execute every week. So I'm very thankful for my coaching staff and my O-line and all them. So I couldn't do without them.
Awesome. I know I'm biased, but I tend to think that we have a pretty good coaching staff is here as well. So,
yeah.
Especially on the quarterback position. Are there any specific games or maybe drives or plays that you're going to, remember specifically?
Definitely the Mountain Brook game. It was a region game. It was like our second one, I think, third one maybe. But they were at the state title about 2 years ago, so they're a really good team. But we were down 21-7 with like 6 minutes to go in the game, and we went down, scored really quickly, and then the defense got a stop. We got another, and then we threw a post route to Lil J, Jalen Taylor. We got down to 1, we scored, and then we went for 2 and won it with like 5 seconds left. So that was probably my most memorable for sure. I mean, that was a great game. I mean, it was a region game. So, I mean, that's probably what I remember is going to remember the most for sure.
Awesome. Those, it's crazy because, growing up playing football and stuff, the, sometimes like those nail biting games, that's the ones that stick with you. Just that excitement and adrenaline. So,
sure.
Throughout the season, even did you start last year? I meant to ask you that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in comparison to last year, as a junior, still threw for over 2,600 yards. What would you say you did different to, kind of improve upon your skills, or how did you get better to, pretty much be able to throw, 1,000 yards extra this year?
Probably just the off-season work. I mean, when I went in there every day looking to get better. I went in there like 5 a.m. every morning, trying to get stronger, trying to get faster. I mean, so I felt like this year, like some of the throws were a lot easier than they were last year. So I felt like I could make every throw. And then mentally too, I mean, I feel like I knew the game better this year as well, for sure. So, I mean, mentally and physically, I just felt like I was more prepared this year.
Absolutely. Did you have any, did you go into it with a set goals throughout the year for, say, maybe passing yards, or, you wanted X amount of touchdowns or anything?
I remember my completion percentage. I think I wanted 72. So I was like 1% off of that. But I also wanted to get Mr. Football in Alabama, which I mean, we won't know that for another couple weeks or so. Which I mean, there's a bunch of great players in Alabama, obviously, but yeah, I'm hoping for that for sure, and maybe I can get 6A back of the year, which I feel like I should be in the conversation for. So maybe I can get one of those.
Okay. How would you describe like the team dynamic between the team or between your team and how that kind of contributed to your performance? Are you guys like a pass heavy team? Air it out? Are you pretty balanced?
We're mostly a balanced team. I mean, there were sometimes like Mountain Brook game, we threw the ball 49 times because we were down a lot, but I feel like we were very balanced team. I mean, most of our run plays were RPOs, so I had the option obviously to throw it, like if I like to look out there on the screen or a slant or something like that. So, but I felt like we were pretty balanced. I mean, we probably threw it 25 times a game and ran it 20, 25 times a game. So we're a pretty balanced team for sure.
Awesome. That's something that I think when Coach Brom and staff came back to Louisville, we had, I think a lot of Louisville fans had this thought process that it was just going to be like almost an air raid style offense. And we've been extremely fortunate the last couple of seasons. Running back wise, clearly, but with 2 running backs going in the draft last year, and then Isaac and Duke's performance this year. So I think it's kind of been really interesting to see not even just how the offense has panned out here, but kind of the fans' reactions, because it's not exactly what we expected. But the one thing I know about Coach Brom, it's gonna be whatever play style to win the game. So definitely get that. Did you guys face any challenges throughout the season that you guys had to overcome, or that you might have learned something from that you can take to that next level coming to college?
I don't as a team. I don't feel like we had any anywhere on the field that wasn't we had really good players everywhere on the field, but I feel like a lot of people doubted us throughout the year. Some said I don't know, we couldn't beat Clay Chalkville, which won the state title last year, which we ended up beating them. But I just felt like we were doubted a couple times throughout the year. So I felt like, for the most part, we've proved everybody wrong. So, yeah, I just felt like our mindsets all year was just to prove everybody wrong. And we knew what we were capable of, and I felt like we proved it this year.
Absolutely. Sometimes that extra little chip on your shoulder helps.
Yes, sir.
So about coming to Louisville and stuff, kind of what was your deciding factor to make University of Louisville your home for a little bit?
There was a couple. Obviously, Coach Jeff Ryan, Coach Brian Brown. I mean, they're great guys. I can't say enough about them. I mean, they obviously know the quarterback position very well. I mean, they've had I know at Purdue they had a couple guys like O'Connell and all them. They went to the NFL. They have a Plummer that was with the Panthers, and I'm sure Shuck will probably end up in the NFL as well. So, I mean, they know the position very well, and the city as well. I mean, I really like the city of Louisville, even though I'm not from a big city area. I mean, it just felt like home when I was up there. I mean, the fans are really passionate, obviously. I mean, but yeah, ultimately it was just the city and the coaching staff. It just felt like home.
Yeah, that's one thing that the fans here, we pride ourselves so much just in the program and the players and stuff. And I think some of that, it's one of the, I'd say, fewer big cities that doesn't have professional program.
Yeah, that's what Coach Jeff Brown said. Yeah, he said the fans are very passionate because it's the biggest city that doesn't have a pro sports team. So he said they're very passionate. Which is
so you guys are our pro sports team, essentially.
Yeah.
So definitely, you can tell in the in Cardinal Stadium and the Center when things are rocking, they are rocking.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So you kind of brought up, Coach, both Coach Brahms. How do you describe your relationship, with them, maybe individually or just as a collective, whichever? Because I believe Brian was kind of, I guess, your primary or the primary recruiter with you.
Yes, sir. They're both great. I mean, I actually talked to Coach Brian today. He's talking about signing day tomorrow and all that, and how he's ready for me to get up there, and which I am as well. But yeah, I mean, it's both great. They're both well, Coach Jeff. I mean, he talks a good bit, but Coach Brian, me and him are, I think, kind of similar. I mean, but pretty quiet. Both of us are. So, but yeah, I mean, he's great. I mean, I talk to him at least once, twice a week. So, I mean, yeah, it's great.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most coming up to Louisville to play?
Um, I'm just ready to get there and work. I mean, I just hope I can find my way on the depth chart and end up playing eventually. I mean, they got a great QB room right now, so I mean, I just hope to go up there and compete and get better.
Do you have any relationship with any of the quarterbacks right now? So I know Deuce is, just a year ahead of you. I didn't know if there was any kind of relationship there before or since he's been up there.
Not really with Deuce, but Travis Egan. He's like,
Travis, yeah.
yeah, Travis. Yeah, he was my I went around with him sort of at my OV. So me and him we talked a good bit. So yeah, but I don't really talk to Deuce and all them. So
Okay.
yes, sir.
How do you see? What steps do you see coming in? Are you coming in spring semester? Or are you going to?
I'll be there in a month. I'll be there early.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So how do you see kind of envisioning yourself, in the spring? What are kind of going to be kind of some of your goals to work on before the season starts?
I want to probably learning the playbook is probably the most important to me because I mean, going from high school to college, I mean, there's definitely not a huge gap, but I mean, there's definitely stuff to learn. So, yeah, just getting used to that and being away from family and all that. So, just making new friends with my teammates and all that, being able to communicate with my teammates and all that. So, yeah, just ultimately learning the playbook and having I guess, a voice around my teammates. So,
I think you got one of your future teammates in here right now watching. We got CJ.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Saying future quarterback one. I think most of us around here would definitely agree. What aspects of Louisville's offense, or just the Brom offense in itself, do you think fit your playing style?
It's definitely a pro style offense. So, I mean, they take shots a bunch. So, but with Ja'Cory Brooks this year, they took a ton of shots with him, singled up. So, yeah, I feel like I like going under center a good bit. So, I mean, I feel like it's very 50-50. So, I mean, then last week against Kentucky, I mean, they ran the ball really good on them, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it fits my play style really well. So,
So coming from a quarterback, and this is just like a straight out of right field question, in a game where, you brought up the Kentucky game where, if you're running it and the way, if you're running it like that, you're not going to stop. You're just going to keep pounding it. Does that kind of give you as a quarterback, does that give you some relief where you can kind of just step back because your team is essentially running the show, or do you more or less want to do you want to be in there more like a part of the game? Do you feel like you're checked out at all?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it brings relief for sure. I mean, when you're running the ball over, I mean, just keep giving it to your guys. I mean, just give your playmakers the ball out in space. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, and make them tackle. I mean, if you're running the ball real well, the safeties have to come down and run support. So, I mean, use play action one time and throw over their heads. So, I mean, definitely have some relief when you have two running backs like those guys in the backfield. So, yeah, it's a lot easier.
You put up nearly 400 rushing yards in a game. You can.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's plenty of people taking a sigh of relief.
Yeah, it's
is there anything about the just being up on visits, you kind of got a pretty short sample size of it, but is there anything about maybe the community of Louisville, whether that be the fans or just the city, that while they're wildly different, but is there anything you could kind of compare that might be similar between Oxford, Alabama, and Louisville?
Yeah, I mean, I think they both support football a lot. I mean, in Alabama, I mean, you ain't got much to do except watch football or play it. So, I mean, I feel like that's both at Louisville and here. So, I mean, they're both pretty crazy about football. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit bigger in Louisville than it is here. So, but yeah, I think they're both crazy about football for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because growing up, I was fortunate enough. Like the first real when I first started watching football and caring about it, Brian Brown was really our quarterback. I would say that was when I actually first started understanding football more. So it was super interesting to see because I would say at that time we were one of the few schools in the country where you were expected to win at a high level in basketball and in football. So the city sports wise is pretty insane.
Yeah.
And then for your freshman season, say this time next year, what are some goals you might have, whether that be just strength training, playbook wise, just what do you plan on achieving this year?
I mean, both playbook and getting stronger. I mean, you can't do one without the other. So, I mean, I just want to go up there, put the work in, learn the playbook as best as I can, and just go in there prepared every day, ready to work, and hopefully just get myself in the depth chart and ready to play if they ever need me. So,
absolutely. Well, Mason, I'm not going to take up too much of your night. I know you got a busy day tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to it, but I appreciate it. If you need anything, trust me, the majority of the Louisville fans, if you've ever got food recommendations or need food recommendations or anything, there is one thing that Louisville fans, and that's love giving their advice on food around here. So
sorry.
I hope you like to eat because that's going to be a big thing within the program. I'm sure you've seen that from plenty of them.
Sorry. It's all right.
But all right, Mason, I appreciate your time. Have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing some ink meet some paper. It's gonna be an exciting day for all of us tomorrow, I think.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Have a good night, man.
Yes, sir. You too.